Nike is suing the shoe surgeon. What does it mean? And what are my thoughts? This time on Fire Footwear. Welcome back to Fire Footwear, everybody. As always, I'm Matt Freitz, your host, and this week we're going to talk about Nike finally suing the shoe surgeon. So what does it mean? In the audio episode that I did about Goyard suing the shoe surgeon, I think I missed the mark in understanding everything about this lawsuit. I, like many people, thought that it was a lawsuit about just customizers, because this is probably one of the most famous customizers out there. The shoe surgeon has done a ton of work for very high-level celebrities, athletes, and the like. And obviously, these shoes cost a lot of money. And at the time, with the information that I had, I thought this lawsuit was petty. I thought they were just going after creators, and I thought they were going after really artistic people, because I believe that customization should have a place in the sneaker space. And one of the things that I think is really important, and I think that we all should do it, is that if we get new information presented to us, we should go back and rethink our opinion. And I want to give a special shout out to Sockjig, who is a friend of mine. He is a supporter of the show, and he has his own podcast and Twitter or X handle that he has. And he does a lot of really, really great work for the culture. I don't think he gets recognized enough personally. So if you are not supporting him and you support this channel, please go and subscribe to his podcast. Please go and follow him on X. He's doing a lot of great work. And he sent me a lot of resources and really helped to educate me on this. And one of the things I think is important to understand here is that Nike is not just suing a customizer. Nike is suing somebody that they believe is infringing on their trademarks and is costing them money. At the end of the day, whenever a company becomes litigious like this, they generally are doing so because they feel that they're losing money. I did that video not too long ago about replica sneaker sites being sued by Nike, and I said that replica sneakers, while not really inherently bad in terms of the culture, are definitely bad for Nike's bottom line. And I think that the shoe surgeon is kind of in the same boat. I think a lot of people get a little bit mixed up on this, though, because if you go out and search for sneaker content talking about this, many people, some of whom maybe have friendships with the shoe surgeon, believe that really this is about suing a customizer. But in the end, what this is really about is the mass production of what Nike considers fake products. And why is that? These are not one-of-one customs. At one time, they probably were. And at one time, I think the exorbitant fees that he is charging for these made a lot of sense. And I'm not saying that the way that it's being done today doesn't make sense in terms of pricing, because as we know with inflation and everything, prices of everything just continue to go up. But here's where I think the rub is. I believe that the prices that he is charging, which include a sourcing fee to go get these materials, is not necessarily giving us all the proper information. So if you have the kind of disposable income to get a custom made by this guy, that means that you think you're getting what is an exclusive custom. When what we know and what the reality is now is that these are mass produced. These, in my opinion, are no different than a fantasy replica shoe that you could see on any fake shoe site. And honestly, if that's something that you want, fine. You should be able to go to a replica site and buy them. But to get them from the shoe surgeon who is trying to tell you that what he is doing is enhancing the culture, when really what he is doing, because all this has become so popular and because he has to scale with the demand for these products, that what you're really getting is kind of a counterfeit or fake good that he is making from scratch, so to speak. And it looks just like a Nike, it acts like a Nike, and really in the end, it is a Nike, just not made by Nike. And that's really the fundamental crux of this problem. I believe that the shoe surgeon hopefully will come out to a reasonable outcome in this, that Nike isn't just going for all of the money that he has made. Now, that's the other thing. The shoe surgeon has made about $60 million from creating these products. That's a lot of money. That's generational wealth, life-changing money. We all could use that. And so hopefully in the end, customization still has a place in the culture. I believe that customization should, because I believe that sneakers aren't just the sneakers that we are sold, but it's the things that are created. And not everything that people have in their head gets out on the shelves. Nike probably has stolen more ideas than they have made over the years. And that's okay, because a lot of people have ideas that don't ever get out into the space. But here's the thing. is customization should have a place in the culture, and you should feel free to do so. Just don't do so to the point that you are infringing on Nike's ability to sell their own brand. And with the Nike stock plummeting, they're going to go after any avenue they can to be able to save their brand and get their bottom line back up. But how do you feel about this lawsuit? Are you somebody who thinks that the shoe surgeon is getting hosed, or do you believe that he is creating fakes that a lot of people think that he is? I would love to know. The pinned comment will have the voicemail for this podcast. Area code in the United States, 202-643-9170. I'd love to hear your opinion, and I'd love to highlight it on a future episode of the podcast. If you want to follow me on Instagram, @FireFootwearPod is the handle to do so. If you want to see reels that I put out on TikTok, @FireFootwearPod is the handle there. I'd love to hear from you, so comment below or get in touch with me any of the ways that I've already told you. And of course, if you aren't listening to the audio podcast, please subscribe wherever it is that you listen to your podcast, Fire Footwear, a sneaker podcast. Leave a review. It always feels good. And while you're at it, if you're watching this, like and subscribe on this channel. That wouldn't hurt either. Hope this finds everybody well. Hope this finds everybody safe. And I'll talk to you next video. This is Fire Footwear.